So if you're watching this video, if you're listening to this podcast, and you don't have your digital assets in place, right now is a good time to begin it. Like, don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. And make sure that you follow Stephanie. Whatever she does, model it. Follow her, model it. Get involved in her marketing academy. Learn how to do it. She's the shortcut to getting you to where you want to get to. And now we're going to move into another segment. So I've done all this work, Stephanie. Thank you very much. You showed me how to find my client avatar. I know exactly how to speak to them. I'm connecting with these people. They're beginning to send me direct messages, and and we start a conversation, and I'm not converting the people. Do I have a skill problem, or what problem do I have?
There's a difference between broadcasting and converting, right? So the thing about social media marketing is that's only one piece of it. But you also need to develop.
Social marketing opens the door for you. But once you get in the door, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you want to make sure that you're setting the appointments. And then you also have to, you need to really understand where these consumers are coming from. Okay, people are not going on, we know this already. People are not going onto social media to buy houses. Okay, that is a secondary activity. They're just kind of hanging out there. And so it's your job to learn how to instill urgency and commitments into the conversation. And so one of the most important things that you can do when you are identifying hand raisers is, number one, give them an opportunity to speak up, right? There's two kinds of consumers who are following you in your audiences. And there are the quiet lurkers who are a really important contact for you. That's a prospect, but you won't be able to easily identify them because they are not yet ready to raise their hand. They're in that earlier part of the sales funnel where they're still doing education. They're trying to figure out the where, the when, what am I going to do? When is it going to be time to make a move? I know something's happening, but I'm not sure when the right time is going to be for me to actually hire a real estate agent. You need to be ready to provide them resources and still capture their information while you are empowering them to self-educate. And so this is where it sounds so silly, but this is where things like having a search site with a lead capture comes into handy, because people will look at your website to see what offers you have, and there they might continue to do research, and that's a great way to just capture leads. Other things you could do is offer buyer guides or seller guides or relocation guides, just ways to have gated content that people have to download in exchange for their contact information, which then allows you to put them onto an email list and follow up, or even give them a call directly to see how you can further serve them. But you also have to understand that if they're doing that, they are earlier on in the sales process. They are not going to be looking for houses. So the next offer has to be in line with where they are. And that's something that we spend a lot of time in the Market Authority Academy, just trying to figure out how to create the right offer that people cannot say no to. But on the other side of that, you have people who are going to be right now buyers and sellers, and they're going to tell you, they're going to slide into those DMs. They're going to say, hey, I saw that really awesome Instagram story that you said about that listing. We're kind of thinking it's getting time for us to list our home too. We'd love to, talk to you further about that. You got to book that appointment. You have to get that consultation in the books ASAP. And what we've always done, I know this sounds kind of weird, but we've always done buyer and seller consultations on Zoom before we ever even meet them in person, because it's faster and it's harder to say no to. And we know that overwhelmingly consumers will go with the first agents who they meet. And so however that has to happen, that's always been a Zoom call for us, and just doing a consultation to figure out where they're at and where they want to be and how we can help them get there. This is not a time for the agent to pitch. This is not a time for the agent to tell them how great they are. It's not about you. It's about the client, and understanding as much as you can, just like you did with the ideal client work that you did, gathering as much detail like little scientist, so that you can figure out like a sniper exactly where to provide the perfect solution for their problem, so that they don't even look at any other agents when they're in the process of getting ready to list or buy.
And that's a very unique way to eliminate your competition.
There is no competition. When people will reach out to you and say, where do I sign? The commission is not a conversation anymore. The employment contracts, those are not a conversation anymore. They are playing Heisman for you throughout this whole process, which is so beautiful. And I think that's why I get so keyed up about this stuff, because I love selling, but mostly when I don't have to actually sell. I just want people to want my service. I don't want to have to convince anybody, you know?
That is the best way to do it.